Welcome to episode 648. And I thought we would do another bank wrapped penny roll. And today's topic is going to be about stimulus checks. Everybody's favorite, well, every poor person anyways, favorite topic. Now, I'm not here to say if they're good or bad, and to make anybody's mind up on it. That's really not what I hope to accomplish here today. All right. I wanted to get this out nice and smooth, but I guess we got some of it out smooth. All right, that's fine. Oh, yeah, we have copper in here, so that's great, too. I think we have about 6 or 7 copper pennies in there. But just to talk about it, what it means, why it happens. Because I never saw my first stimulus check until COVID. If you look up stimulus payments, they go back quite some time. But I think they took different. That's a really nice 2024. That's why I kept looking at it. It's such a nice condition. I always hope for 10 copper pennies. Here's copper penny number 1. 69D. No floating roof. That's a nice one. That's a nice AU brown penny there. So, what's a stimulus check? A stimulus check is basically a check that is sent to you or gets placed in your in your bank account by the government. Basically, as I understand it, as a result of printing the money out, right? So anything that prints, that's an error. Not a big time error, but it's an error. Whenever the government prints money, it's inflationary, right? Because they're inflating the money supply. Now this time around, and by time this video is scheduled, there should be. I mean, they might have done stimulus checks already, or they might have said they're not doing stimulus checks. So that's one of the drawbacks of scheduling videos, especially if you're going to talk about the news, is that by the time it's scheduled, it's old news or it's incorrect news or what have you. But it's something that has to be done, because if not, I can't do any. I can't make a schedule myself for my own life. So I have to schedule stuff. Cup penny number 2. So cup penny number 3. So the government prints money. They send out checks or they give money away, and it's inflationary. Now, and it makes people who need the money happy. It makes people who don't need the money or who are extreme conservatives unhappy. Okay. And it also makes people who are on the opposite party of the people. The party in charge always wants to give out money, more or less, generally speaking, right? Of course, there's always some dissenters in the party. But the other party never wants the other party to give out money, because they don't want people getting happy. If you're, whatever party you're from, your poor people are going to get money too. And you're afraid that they're going to see the other party as the good guys. And historically, Democrats have been the ones for the poor. And even though that's changed over the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, there's been a change in that paradigm. I don't know about this. See, I don't know if I want to keep an 82 that looks like this. Maybe I will. I'll see. We'll see. That's copper paint number 5. That has changed in the past decade. Democrats are, kind of more for, even it's weird, right? Because they are for, anyway. The whole thing. I don't really want to get into politics. The whole thing is BS, and both sides are for the rich. Really, that's the bottom line. But today we're talking about stimulus checks and the fact that they are inflationary. Hey, 44D. A 44D. A 44D. I know the what are they called? The key dates are, I think, under the 30s and below. But what's a 44D at? Those mid 40 ones, that the 42, 43, and 44 always get me. They always pique my interest. And there is a famous double die on the 44. And let me check how much they're going for on eBay. Lowest first. $1. The 44S is probably worth $2 in nice condition. All right, let's see if we have the double die here. I doubt it. All right, look at that. Look at that between the 1 and 9. That's odd. Wow, not for nothing, but all of these letters are super duper twisty on the front. Let me look at it under the loop, because it's not that the coin is in bad condition or anything. It's just really dirty. Man, does that D look like a repunch mint mark? But if it is a double die, then I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, if it is a double die, it's not a strong double die. It's like one of those. Definitely worth cleaning. If I was going to clean one, this is worth cleaning. You can still see some of the reeds on the wheat stalks. Definitely worth cleaning. I'll put that to the side too. And we got a wheat cent out of a bank wrap penny roll. So, of course, after they give the money out, right? After the government gives the money out, they could just do things to. Well, really, they can't. Now, I take that back. They really can't do anything to about inflation, because to lower inflation, to lower the feel of inflation, they have to do two things: give out money, and lower interest rates. And if they do stimulus at the same time that they're lowering interest rates, that's extremely inflationary. Now, most of you out there are going to say, that's bad. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty. That's nice, man. I can't believe some of these bank wrap penny rolls that I've been opening, man. They are really, really, really shocking me, man. We got 8 copper pennies so far. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's how Benny Barbarino used to say unbelievable. Or was that I was gonna say, was that Um, hmm, Sylvester Stallone. To basically still the same thing. Two Italians from Brooklyn. I'm part Italian, so I guess that's three Italians from Brooklyn. All right, that's copper pain number number 9, because we got that 82 also. So it's inflationary. So what does that mean for the average person? It doesn't change anything, man. You This is the most important thing, and it's what saved my ass over the course of my lifetime. And that is buying things that are hedges against inflation. Okay? I did a video on gold, and I showed some of the gold that I had, and things got tight for me, and I sold some of the gold. I'll be honest with you, I sold some of the gold. Another 82. That's a nice one. I sold some of the gold, and it got me out of a jam. And I sold it for double what I bought, what I paid for it. I paid for it 5, 6 years ago. That's incredible, man. That's incredible. That was a smart. Now, of course, it's going to keep going up, and if I make some good money, I'll buy it back. Gold is a tremendous hedge against inflation. Silver's up as of the time of making this video. Silver's $50 an ounce. By the time this video comes out, it might be $60 an ounce. Who knows? Silver's a great. I was buying silver at $18 an ounce, and silver you could sell for spot anytime. Same thing with gold. Oh man, come on, give me an extra V, man. I would just jump out of my. That would just no extra V. That's nice though. That's a nice penny. And okay, so inflation's going up, man. There ain't nothing any of us can do about it as far as inflation going up. But what you can do, no white AM. What you can do is hedge against inflation. So there's two things that you need to do for financing. Two. One is if you use credit cards, you got to pay off your you got to pay down your credit card so you have no interest. That's number one. Because trying to save $1 and then giving $2 back in interest on your credit cards is retarded. All right, so don't do that. I mean, that's just don't do that. That's a big mistake. Okay. Now you say, "Oh, I had to do that." Okay, well, that's what you have to work on first, right? So that's why it's number one. So if you get $2,000 or $1,000 or $500 in a stimulus, pay off your credit cards. Okay, pay off your credit card. At least if you pay off $500 of $1,000 or $2,000 you own on a credit card, that's $500 less at 23, 24, 30% interest. And forget at 30% interest or thereabout on a credit card, it's probably comes out to about $100 a year. Might even be more, but I'm gonna assume it's about that. So that's the first thing you want to do if you get stimulus. Pay off those credit cards as much as you can. Obviously, if there's certain things you have to buy, then and you got to do what you got to do. But I'm talking about optimally. People who are in dire straits for whatever reason, then you have to look at why you're in that situation and then work on that. I see a little line there. I doubt it's the extra V. But it's the little line where the extra V would be. It is not an extra V. No. And then the second thing you want to do, if you have the extra money, is buy things that are hedges against inflation. If silver's $50 an ounce, well, silver's at they're both at all-time highs. I don't know. I can't see silver crashing. I mean, I could see silver going down to $35 again. I guess that's possible. Gold is such a strong asset value. Platinum's at the halfway point. I was telling people to buy platinum years ago. If you look at my my precious metal playlist, that's I think that's copper penny number 10, which is great. That means we got our 10 short videos for the day. And let's make that 11. Tremendous. No special pennies today, but great, tremendous penny roll hunt. And I think at the time it was 3 platinum to 1 gold. So I remember platinum was like $800 when gold was like 28 and 8 is 16. No. It was always like, it was a little bit more than half though. It was like $800 when gold was like 22 or something like that. So it was like 1.5, 1.5 extra, or 150%. And now it's just about half. So people who would have bought a platinum a couple of years ago when it was 1.5, the gold to platinum ratio, you would have made that extra 50. So it's like what, $1,600, $1,700 now, $1,800, something like that. It's getting up there. And there was a time when platinum was double gold. So if you bought at $800 when gold was 22, and then gold goes to 5,000 and platinum goes to 10, you're made in the shade, man. So so maybe you buy a little bit of silver, right? I mean, with 1,500, if you put 500 or 1,000 towards your credit cards, another 500 towards stuff you want to buy for yourself, you got $500. That's only at $50 an ounce of silver. That's only 10 bars of silver, man. If you got silver when it was 20, you were getting a tube for $400, man, which is 20. It's 20 silver rounds in a tube. And here's that really nice one. We'll end at looking at that really mint state one that we found today. What a beauty. But this is what I'm going to end on. The thought I'm going to end on with, if you get stimulus, right? Pay down the credit cards. Obviously, you're going to buy something non-discretionary that you're just going to buy your cell phone or your kids something, and you're going to go to McDonald's, whatever. Get yourself a couple boxes of pennies. Go to your bank and get yourself, man, get at least one for $25, man. I'm telling you, you're not going to regret it. Get a box of pennies. Go to the bank before they're all out of pennies, before they stop making pennies. Go get a box of pennies for $25. I promise you, those pennies. First of all, I could promise you already that every copper penny is going to be worth 4 to 5 cents. That's 5x your. If you can take $100 of your stimulus money and buy 4 boxes of penny, which is very heavy, by the way. Those boxes are like 15 pounds a piece or something like that. They're super heavy. If you can take $100, if we get stimulus or you got stimulus already by the time this video is uploaded, go and get yourself some pennies in the box, bank wrap pennies. This penny here, right here, is 50 cents. That's 50x its value. All right, so that's all I got for today. That's my recommendation, is to get some pennies with your stimulus money. great hedge against inflation. If you can get 4 boxes for $100, you're not going to regret it. We got a lot of copper pennies today, at least 10 or 11 or 12, something like that. And that's it. In copper alone, I got more than all of these are free. Those zinc cents, I can send them back to the bank, and I made money. So please click like and subscribe. God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.